edition of Professional Wrestling, featuring the top stars from the world's largest governing body, the National Wrestling Alliance.
Hello, I'm Charlie Platt, welcoming you once again to Southeastern Television Wrestling. And what a lineup we have on television today. The Rat Patrol Incorporated will be in action. You'll also be seeing Boomer Lynch, some interesting videotaped highlights of matches from throughout the Southeastern Wrestling area. Also, Scott Armstrong in action, the Lord Humongous, and a host of others. An outstanding hour of Southeastern Television Wrestling coming your way, and certainly we want you to make your plans to stay with us. Coming out to join me now, the Tennessee stud, Ron Fuller, and
I got just a few more minutes. Rather, you got just a few more minutes, humongous. I'm going to reveal your identity, boy. I'm giving you to the end of this program to get over here and straighten things out with a stable, or, boy, you're going to be going the hard road. Flame's got something he wants to say, too.
I negotiated with you in this station in good faith, trying to buy that piece of film that I do not want shown. And now I understand that Bob Armstrong has been able to purchase that film, even though I offered more money. I offered twice the amount that Bob Armstrong paid for that film. When I'm going to tell you something, I'm going to tell Bob Armstrong something. You ain't going to show no film out here today of Bob Armstrong taking my mask off. Not today, not next week, or the following week, or any other time. Do you understand me?
You better understand
I've
something.
been nice up until this point. Don't make me turn violent.
that property is, the film in question is a property of Bob Armstrong, purchased by Mr. Armstrong, and he has the right, if he wishes, to show that particular piece of videotape, and that's coming up later on today's edition of Southeastern Television Wrestling. All in all, a great hour in store. You stay with us. Special personality profile will be coming your way a little later on in today's program. Right now, let's go to the ring for our first match of the day. And this event will be one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing in the ring now, Steve Struggs and Chris Jarvis. Struggs and Jarvis. One fall with a 10-minute. Their opponents now in the ring, the Rat Patrol Incorporated, Steve Armstrong and Johnny Rich. One fall, 10-minute time limit on this opening match for television today. Tag team action. It'll be Chris Jarvis starting off against Johnny Rich. Collar and elbow. Quick arm drag takedown by Rich, now barring the left arm of Chris Jarvis. Interesting matches coming up in the arena. One will be a special steel cage match. Oh, hip toss takedown. Good move by Rich. And back into that arm drag and barring the left arm again of Chris Jarvis. The Rat Patrol Incorporated against the Nightmares in a steel cage match that is coming up in the arena. And it's always unusual circumstances for a title to go on the line. The Southeastern Tag titles will be at stake in this cage match. Good hip toss takedown by Rich. Quick arm drag. Staying with that left arm of Chris Jarvis, and tags in partner Steve Armstrong. Later on in today's program, you'll be seeing the other member of the Rat Patrol, Scott Armstrong, in singles action. And what a successful team they are, the Rat Patrol Incorporated. Rich and Armstrong continuing to key on that left arm of Chris Jarvis. And it'll be interesting to see. Well, I really don't think that it would be interesting to see if the Lord Humongous were to come out on today's program and straighten things out, so to speak, with Ron Fuller in the stud stable. Look at this, Armstrong holding his man up, full body slam. I don't think Mr. Fuller needs to count on the Lord Humongous coming out and straightening things out with the stable. I think he's perfectly happy where he is. Tag is made now with Steve Struggs. And as far as the Flame and the comments he made moments ago about the film will not be shown, he did threaten court action, restraining order to hold that tape from last week. And yes, Bob Armstrong has purchased the videotape in question. Steve Armstrong going after that left arm of Steve Struggs. Armstrong has purchased that piece of videotape, which is revealing in more way than one of the Flame. And Bob has said that it will be shown on today's edition of Southeastern Television Wrestling. Look at that, going to the air, Steve Armstrong, beautifully executed flying drop kick on Chris Jarvis. Tag is made with Johnny Rich. Rich and Armstrong now both going to the air. Double drop kick. One count. And it seems the Rat Patrol not ready to pin Chris Jarvis, taking their man up high into that suplex. The strategy here, well, Struggs coming in to break that one up. Strategy here, continuing with the match instead of going for the pin, could be getting a lot of experience in tuning up for the big cage match coming up in the arena with the Nightmares for those Southeastern Tag Team Championships. Certainly a match that the Rat Patrol will want to be at their best for. Steve Armstrong, arm twist barring the left arm of Chris Jarvis. And Steve Armstrong in the wrong corner right now. Tag is made with Struggs. Struggs in. Begins to pound away at the back of the head of Steve Armstrong. And coming out now, the U.S. Junior Heavyweight Champion, Bill Ash.
You know, you've been having guest commentators. Well, I'm going to be your guest commentator today. I know that just thrills you and overjoys you, Charlie Platt.
You can say that again. Right now, the Rat Patrol Incorporated, a team in which you're familiar with.
Very familiar with.
They're having a good showing right now against the team of Steve Struggs and Chris Jarvis. And I noticed a couple of times Johnny Rich and Steve Armstrong could obtain the pin on these men, but it seems like they're wanting the experience. They're tuning up for the big cage match in the arena.
I think they're so frustrated and got so much anger built up in them that they're looking for a release and an outlet, you know, and that can go either way. That can either put them over the edge or can cause them to make mistakes. And against a team like the Nightmares, you don't make mistakes or you're gone.
Well, you're correct there, and put the shoe on the other foot, so to speak. 2 count, and Chris Jarvis breaks it up. The Nightmares can't make any mistakes against the Rat Patrol either.
When a man has got that adrenaline high and that blood's flowing, you make a mistake against him and he'll put you away. And I will say this, Johnny Rich, the Armstrongs, they are capable of putting a man away at any time. I've got to give them that.
Into that bear hug. Now look at that.
Oh, he took his head off. Saved by JR, and that's it.
It is over. Your winners, the Rat Patrol Incorporated, very effectively defeating the team of Steve Struggs and Chris Jarvis.
Did you notice right there, Johnny Rich was looking at the camera and he was saying, "That's you, Nightmares, that's you, Nightmares." See, that's just what I was saying. They've got so much rage and frustration built up inside them, they're ready to explode.
Well, Exploded will be in a
Hey, get out of here!
Well,
Never! Just show in and crawl back to your hole.
Exploded might be when the teams of Rat Patrol face the Nightmares. And speaking of the Southeastern Tag Team Champions, they're coming out to join me now.
The best tag team in wrestling today.
Billy, I'm so glad I had you come out and add a little class to the show,
Yes.
baby. You know, we got a little film we want to show. Roll that tape. We want to see it.
Let's go to the arena now and take a look at the Rat Patrol in action against the Southeastern Tag Team Champions.
Now look at it. Hey, look at that right there. What this film is not showing is the foreign object that Steve Armstrong pulled out of his tights to bust my partner's head up.
That's right, baby. I don't think the object in question was originally on the possession of Steve Armstrong, but possibly one of the Nightmares.
Well, it looks to me like
got it away from him.
you see right there on the tape. What is he doing? He's hitting with his fist. He's biting. Now look, what does he do? He slams the referee. What kind of sportsmanship is that?
Well, things did get way out of hand, and that is an understatement in this particular match that we're reviewing now. And I think the Rat Patrol had about as much as they could take of anybody, the Nightmares especially, in this particular night.
First of all, Charlie Platt, let me explain something to you. We had to chase those boys all over the arena, everywhere and people went, baby. We had to chase them because they kept running from us. Do you understand what I'm saying? We could not keep them in the ring. They're cowards, man. They're nothing but cowards.
Upcoming in the arena, you won't have that problem at all.
Wait a minute, you out here to interview and interrupt. We're out here, this is our time, the champions get TV time, and we're taking it now. You sit there and be quiet, and watch how we're fixing to get ready to beat these boys' butts, you understand, don't you? Well, we got to sit there, they want to pull off the mask, stun rip one, use a fire knife to bust somebody's head, now look at them. That's illegal, they can't do that.
And all of because what the people are witnessing right here, that's why we, the Nightmares, that's why we made the challenge for the cage match. You understand? We made the challenge, and those fools accepted it. And to show you what fools they are, look, see, this is another reason we have the cage match, to keep idiots like that Scott Armstrong from jumping in the ring. He's just like his old cheating dirty daddy, comes in throwing feast in a ring and shouldn't even be out there. That's right. They can't make the sides even, you know. They've always got to have someone interfering. Well, that's why we asked for this cage, to keep people like Scott Armstrong from interfering in our matches. We want the Rat Patrol 2-on-2, baby, just like it should be. We don't want Scott Armstrong out there.
It'd be hard for the U.S. Junior Heavyweight Champion Bill Ash to interfere, too, wouldn't you say?
Well, Bill Ash never interferes. He was out there right then just to make the sides even.
Well, let me look at him.
We've seen that time after time, and...
Who are you, Sidney Lawford, time after time? What's the matter with you? We came in this area, at least said we're going to be the Southeastern champions. And what did we do our first title shot? We beat the Rat Patrol, and we are the Southeastern champions. We are the greatest team that has ever been here. And now, we're back in the film. I want to show you something. This is the mask that is going to cost the Rat Patrol their career. Look at this right now. Let us explain something to you people. This is not a regular cage match. This is a specialty cage match. It is a nightmare cage match because it's going to make all the Rat Patrol's worst dreams come true. That's right. Now, what it amounts to, most cages are for what? To keep people from getting in the cage, like Scott Armstrong come jumping in our match, right? Well, this is a little different cage match. It can go 1 fall, it can go 10 falls, it can go 50, it can go an hour, it can go any length of time. Because to win the match, you have to get a pinfall. You have to get a 1, 2, 3. And then right that very moment, not 5 minutes, but right that very moment, you have to get up and try to climb over the top of that cage, not through a door, but over the top of that cage, onto the floor, and then if, and it's a big if, the Rat Patrol can win these bouts. But this is a nightmare cage match. We've never lost one. They've got to get a win. Now, if they get a win, it still goes further. This is why this is our match. This is our ball game. You understand? It's our ballpark. If they get a win, 1, 2, 3, and somebody starts over that cage, if he's pulled down off of that cage, back into the ring, it starts all over. He has to get another win to get out of the ring, another pinfall to get out of the ring. It's just almost like a Texas deathmatch ruse is what it is. But, baby, let me tell you something. This is our type of match. We've been in at least 20 or 30 of these matches over our careers, and not once have we lost. And that's a promise, Rat Patrol. You signed the bottom line. You just signed your life away, baby, because we The Nightmares are the best at any kind of matches. And since we are the champions, and since you did want a chance at these titles again, these were our stipulations. You had to abide by those stipulations, and baby, that's the way it works. If you want to play in our backyard, you play by our rules. So remember, boys, remember, if you want to turn on the oven, you better be ready to cook, because we're going to kick your butts, whatever it takes. And you won't come out of that cage walking. You're going to come out on a stretcher, baby. And I'm going to tell you right now, it'll be the end of the Rat Patrol. That's a promise. It'll be the Nightmares forever. It'll be the Nightmares' greatest time. That's right, baby. It's going to be our Nightmares everywhere.
We'll be back in just a moment.
Hello, this is Elmo Redenbacher, Buff from Mr. King Furniture. Many of you have been popping your corns while walking from store to store when you've run out of cash or run out of credit. Well, I have good news for you. Mr. King will sell you living rooms, bedrooms, TVs, and stereos for just $10 down, and we will approve your credit, even if you're on Social Security or have been turned down elsewhere. Now, this may sound corny, but Mr. King will help you get started in the credit world today. Thank you.
Father's Day is coming, and what gifts are waiting at Midfield Auto Sales? Put your father behind the wheel of a car priced to fit your budget, and we'll add absolutely free a Pepsi barbecue grill, 10 pounds of Southeastern's ribs, and plenty of Pepsi. With our $3 million inventory of cars, trucks, vans, and 4x4s, we've got the very car he wants and the very terms to suit his needs. Celebrate Father's Day with a purchase from Midfield Auto Sales, and we'll add absolutely free a Pepsi grill, delicious ribs, and Pepsi drinks. Bring the family out to Midfield Auto Sales, 506 Bessemer Superhighway, the giant auto supermarket.
WAGG with gospel to start your day. Reverend Theo Bailey with the sounds of heaven. At 10, the Reverend James E. Jackson takes over the celebration of the Lord. The greatest in gospel continues with Sister Marcia Dow at 2, bringing you songs of joy and praise. WAGG 1320 on your AM dial with gospel the way it's supposed to be.
I'm proud of the teamwork it took to win the 400-meter relay in the Olympics. It's the same kind of teamwork that makes the Air Force a winner. See your Air Force recruiter. Find out how you can be a part of the Air Force high-tech team. Aim high. Air Force.
A special night of pro wrestling this coming Monday night, 8 o'clock in Birmingham's Boutwell Auditorium. 8 big events in all, headlined by 2 steel cage matches. You'll see a U.S. junior title match as the Rat Patrol takes on Bill Ash. Special event, Randy Pinton takes on The Flame. Texas death match rules as Porkchop Cash goes against Boomer H. Lynch. Return, Southeastern Heavyweight Championship match. Austin Idol takes on Jimmy Golden. Steel cage match, Southeastern tag titles on the line. The Rat Patrol takes on the Nightmares. And steel cage match number 2. The Lord Humongous teams with Bob Armstrong to take on NWA World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair and his partner Ron Fuller. Don't miss it. It all begins at 8 o'clock this Monday night in Birmingham's Boutwell Auditorium. All those matches plus 2 other television matches Monday night in Boutwell Auditorium, a history-making night. It will be the first night of Continental Championship Wrestling to be taped in Boutwell Auditorium. The NWA and other camera crews will be on hand taping all the events. 8 big matches in all, only a $1 increase in admission, and the host for Continental Championship Wrestling will be Gordon Solie. That's Monday night in Boutwell Auditorium. A lot is at stake for the Rat Patrol in the steel cage and U.S. junior title. Right now, let's hear from the Nightmares and Bill Ash.
You know, I've got a title defense, but that's already a foregone conclusion. What I'm really interested in is the demise of the Rat Patrol. You've heard of rats in a trap? Well, you're in a trap, boys. A big steel cage trap with the best tag team in wrestling today.
That's right, baby. And what a better way to start off with the first taping, baby, with Gordon Solie there. The whole entire world is going to view this, and we are going to demise the Rat Patrol right there. What a way, our glory. It will be all ours, baby. You be there, Rat Patrol, in that cage match.
Knowing the Rat Patrol, they have other plans for Monday night.
That's exactly right, Charlie. You know, the Rat Patrol's tickled to death to be in on this card. It's the biggest card ever in Montgomery. A lot of excitement, big camera crews, Gordon Solie, NWA. Everything's happening in Birmingham. Well, something's going to be happening for you, Mr. Bill Ash. You see this right here, brother? That's a star. Get used to it. You're going to be seeing a lot of them, especially come Monday night in Birmingham. Tell them about it, boys.
Steve, anything can happen in that steel cage.
It sure can, but the one thing we got in our favor is we all three have a stiff training regimen. We jog 7 days a week, so we're in real good shape, and we hope we can come through on top out of this thing. I'm predicting a lot of blood, and it's going to be all in the nightmares. What do you say, Johnny?
Charlie, you know, these boys, they kind of got their own rules for this cage match. Well, we don't care because the bottom line is they put the belts up. And that's exactly what we've been after. We've been trying to get them. They've been running. They've been hiding. Well, this time they're going to be in the cage, and they can't run and hide. All they can do is get in there and get their butts kicked like they've been getting them kicked, and then we're going to climb over the top of that cage and walk away out of that Boutwell Auditorium with them belts around our waists where they belong.
Ladies and gentlemen, this event, one fall with a 10-minute time limit. One fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing, first of all, Boomer H. Lynch. Boomer Lynch. His opponent, Al Scott.
You know, I don't believe Boomer liked that too much when Al Scott mimicked him.
It seemed to have upset Mr. Lynch somewhat, but
you know,
Mr. Lynch has never been known that one that was a calm, easygoing individual. He's always been disturbed, I think, to a certain extent.
Disturbed is your word. I don't think I would agree with this word. What I think about this, man, you're talking about a 300-pound plus man, and when you're talking about 300 pounds of muscle, which this man is, I've seen gorillas in the zoo not as big as this man. Well, that's not a man to tick off lightly.
Oh, no, not at all. And another member of the stud stable. Interesting note, time ticks away, and we have not heard or seen the Lord Humongous come out on this television show yet to...
Now, they did it again. That's twice he's mimicked the Boomer, and that's not something that's wise to do. I'm telling you, Charlie Platt, that's not the smart thing for that man to do.
Solid elbow. And it's Boomer Lynch going to the ring ropes. Al Scott countering back. Scott down. Good move by Al Scott. He put the big man down on the canvas. And he has Mr. Lynch.
I'd be ducking and diving, too, if that big man was after me like that. Now where's he going to go? Now where's he going to go?
Well, so far it's paying off.
Yeah, but not now. Not now. Hear the smack of those big forearms on flesh? I guarantee you're going to hear some more smacks. Hear that? Hear that big meaty forearm applied to Al Scott's back? I guarantee you're going to hear more smacks on Al Scott's body before Boomer Lynch gets through with him today. You don't do that and antagonize a man like Boomer Lynch without paying the price.
Choking now, going with the boot to the throat.
That's 300 pounds a man standing with his foot in your windpipe. Now, how would that feel? Not good at all, would it, Charlie Platt?
I would not think so. And there you see
the gorilla squeeze, as he calls it. It's got to be all over right here, the gorilla squeeze.
And that bear hug.
Look at that. And he's enjoying it.
Pressure.
Boomer's enjoying putting the squeeze on that man. Look at it. And with a belly-to-belly suplex to finish it off. That's it. Uh-oh.
Wait a minute.
I told you.
Going for the pinfall.
He antagonized Boomer, and that's not... He's going to pay the price for it.
Oh, all that weight coming down across the back.
The small of the back at that.
Now countering from the other side. Again, Boomer Lynch. Well, down with that weight into the back of Al Scott.
Yes. Boomer Lynch is sending a message out right here. He's saying, don't ever make fun of me. And, again, belly suplex.
He allowed the pin that time. He allowed the 3 count. And your winner of the match from South Africa, Boomer H. Lynch, a member of the stud stable. A lot more great action to come on today's edition of Southeastern Television Wrestling. You stay with us. There'll be some changes in television professional wrestling beginning next week. The changes are that Southeastern Championship Wrestling will become Continental Championship Wrestling. It will involve one of the biggest studio, the biggest studio audience for television wrestling. It will be originating live from Birmingham's Boutwell Auditorium on Continental Championship Wrestling. You'll be seeing all your favorite wrestling stars that you see week in and week out on Southeastern Championship Wrestling. The difference will be, it will be Continental Championship Wrestling, once again originating at the biggest television studio for wrestling, Boutwell Auditorium in Birmingham. And next week on the program, the host will be syndicated wrestling commentator, the greatest Gordon Solie. He'll be bringing you each week Continental Championship Wrestling. In addition to the great stars that you'll be seeing from Southeastern Championship Wrestling in action on the first edition of Continental Wrestling, stars like the Tennessee Stud Ron Fuller, the Universal Heartthrob Austin Idol, Bob Armstrong, the Lord Humongous, all your favorite stars, plus NWA World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair will be in to kick off Continental Championship Wrestling. And it all takes place next week on this television station. It'll be a great event for you to be part of the first week of Continental Championship Wrestling with commentator, host Gordon Solie. Beginning next week, Continental Championship Wrestling will be taking the place of Southeastern Championship Wrestling. And not to confuse you, but just tell you once again that the Continental Championship Wrestling is the same as Southeastern Wrestling. The name has changed. The arena will be a big setting of Boutwell Auditorium in Birmingham, Alabama. Gordon Solie will be the host. So be sure you're part of a history-making event next week as Continental Championship Wrestling will be seen on all of these television stations. More great action to come on today's edition of Southeastern Championship Wrestling. A lot of action is taking place in the arenas throughout the Southeastern Wrestling area right now. And certainly a problem that has erupted has been a match that's been taking place between Porkchop Cash and Boomer H. Lynch.
There's no problem. There's no problem. First of all, I want to say this. Why does the promotion insist on putting me in the ring with black men? Don't they understand what country I'm from?
We have some videotape.
We've got some video, and I'm going to show you a loser. I'm going to show you a loser. Now, you watch me clobber Porkchop Cash. Lucky punch. It's a lucky punch. He's obviously just used his headbutt on me with his illegal head.
Illegal.
Otherwise, I'd have been tearing him apart right now.
Illegal head. That's
a couple lucky punches there. Another lucky punch. Just waiting for me to get up my strength. There's that illegal head again.
There's a perfectly legal head, but...
No, that's got to be illegal. Otherwise, you wouldn't see me going down from it. There you see it again.
I see no problem in anything that's taking place in the ring so far. There is some problem right now, right? Okay.
Complain to the referees about the illegal head, and I cold cock Cash. 1, 2, 3. No help. No help. Just a straight, devastating punch.
I think that's...
It was even open-handed. It was just like that.
Okay, I think that videotape told the whole story on what did take place. Your friend the Flame coming down to lend his assistance and...
No, there was no assistance. My friend the Flame came down to point out to the officials that Chops was using an illegal headbutt. And when he did that, then I took advantage of Porkchop Cash's stupidity and turning his back on me, and I came up and I hit him with a punch and knocked him out.
The tape tells the whole story, and that was what did take place between Porkchop Cash and Boomer H. Lynch recently in the arena. There's more great action to come on Southeastern Television Wrestling. You stay with us.
Need relief from athlete's foot?
Feel the Desenex difference.
And there is a difference because medicated Desenex does more than just cure athlete's foot. Want cooling, soothing relief?
Feel the Desenex difference.
Desenex soothes burning feet, cools tender feet. Want relief from cracked, itchy feet?
Feel the Desenex difference.
Desenex relieves itching, gives real foot comfort, and used daily, Desenex helps prevent reinfection. Feel the Desenex difference.
It might be dry weather, but it's wet and muddy at Off-Road Westover.
This Sunday, mud will be slinging. Wedding bells will be ringing. It's a first time ever wedding in the mud. Yes, you heard it right, a real wedding. The South fastest 4x4s competing side by side on the long 3/4 mile mud track. Bring the entire family this Sunday to Off-Road Westover. Wedding at 1 p.m., racing at 2 p.m. You ain't mudding, you ain't living.
For your TV needs, call 328-8736. For your stereo needs, call 328-8736. For your appliance needs, call 328-8736. For all your household needs, call 328-8736.
Quick TV and Appliance Rentals rent-to-buy plan can get you what you need today. Just call 328-8736 or visit 1506 2nd Avenue North, across from Sears.
You're seeing a lot more Spirit tags on the road these days. That's because we make fair, honest deals at Spirit, and we give discounts on Datsuns, Nissans, Chryslers, Plymouths, Dodge cars, Dodge trucks, and we have a full line of used cars. We're just a short drive from Brookwood Village on Highway 280 East, and our low prices make it well worth the trip. We have the cars, we have the prices, and we want your business. Spirit, Datsun, Nissan, Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge. Highway 280 East, Sylacauga. In Birmingham, call 252-4800.
Tonight, Birmingham's Boutwell Auditorium, a lot of wrestling history will be made. The premiere of Continental Championship Wrestling with Gordon Solie. We've already talked about a very unusual cage match. Southeastern tag titles on the line with unusual rules on top of that between the Rapatol and the Nightmares, and another history-making event, steel cage match with the NWA World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair teaming with Ron Fuller to take on this pair, Bob Armstrong and the Lord Humongous. Bob Geigel has a big interest in this, and it stems from things that happened last Monday night.
Well, it got real wild, and Bob Geigel feels responsible, but he feels that this cage match in which the world champion will be involved as partners with Tennessee Stud for the first time ever, he feels that this cage match will settle all our problems, and it will for me. Because I'm going to tell you something. He put that figure 4 on me while I was handcuffed and couldn't do anything about it, but you didn't break the Bullet's leg. It's just, you've got to learn that the Bullet and Humongous can take a licking and keep on ticking. So, Flair, you're going to be back. I know he wouldn't be in this cage at all, but Bob Geigel said you will be there, and he will be there Monday night.
A lot of history to be made, and the NWA World Heavyweight Champion partners with Ron Fuller in a cage match. Well, the World Heavyweight Champion has some comments about that. Let's hear them right now.
It's all coming to Birmingham. You will see the tag team combination of Nature Boy Ric Flair, the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, in a cage, along with the Tennessee Stud Ron Fuller, as they team up in this cage to take on the Lord Humongous and Bob Armstrong. Here's the heavyweight champion of the world, Ric Flair.
All right, Tony, by now the whole world knows what came down. I had Bob Armstrong in a position where surely I would have broken one of those skinny legs. And the Lord Humongous stuck his nose in my business for the last time. Now, I don't care how big and how powerful you are, Lord Humongous, and how sneaky and how crafty you are, Bob Armstrong. There's only one Tennessee Stud, and there's only one Ric Flair, and the two of them together are going to cause havoc in Birmingham, Alabama. I don't think Birmingham or any other city in the world is big enough for what's coming down Monday nights. The cage. Lord Humongous, have you ever had that mask stripped off your face and then your face rubbed in metal? Bob Armstrong, have you ever had 40 stitches here and there? Have you ever been cut? Have you ever bled? Have you ever paid the price? Well, Monday nights, the Tennessee Stud and I are going to take you both all the way to the limit. I enjoyed that interview. You told him like it was, Rick, baby, but you missed one thing. Bob Armstrong can bleed. We know that. He bled last Monday night, but that's nothing compared to what you're going to bleed this Monday night in the cage. And me and you been everywhere around the world together, right, Rick? We've been partners many, many times before, but Monday night in the cage in Boutwell, we're going to take care of Bullet Bob Armstrong. We're going to pull your legs through that cage and saw them off. And you're right, Flair. We're going to take that mask off of you, Humongous, and grind your face, boy, like hamburger meat. Hamburger meat in that cage. We're looking forward to it. Me and the world champion side by side. Never been a better pair in the ring, in the cage. You going down, Armstrong, and you too, Humongous, Monday night.
No handcuffs Monday night, but there is a steel cage with all 4 men inside.
That's right, like Goggle said, this should settle it all. The world champion is very upset. Tennessee Stud is very excited. For the first time, they will be partners in Boutwell. And with all this stuff going on, Charlie, all the cameras from everywhere, we're going to take advantage of that. Lord Humongous and Bullet Bob are going to take advantage of it by beating the Tennessee Stud and Ric Flair. We can kill two birds with one stone, two buzzards, so to speak. We've been through it all. I can't believe I got a hole in my head, and I know before that cage match is over, a lot of people are going to bleed. But it's worth every drop of blood I have to shed to put your shoulders on the mat, Ric Flair. And before it's over, Tennessee Stud, you'll rue the day that you ever took a dime from the Lord Humongous. Because Monday night in Boutwell, the true battle of Boutwell, it all comes to pass, and they're going to have it all on film. A picture's worth 1,000 words, and we'll take that picture Monday night in Boutwell. Count on it.
Two steel cage matches. We've talked about the one, the Rat Patrol against the Nightmares, and the second steel cage match will be, unusual circumstances, the NWA World Heavyweight Champion and tag team competition with Ron Fuller as his partner, facing the team of Bullet Bob Armstrong and the Lord Humongous. A history-making night in Boutwell Monday night, and a lot of scores will be settled from last Monday night in Boutwell Auditorium at 8 o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, this event one for all with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first of all, Tommy Crosby. Tommy Crosby. His opponent now making his way to the ring, a member of the Rat Patrol Incorporated, Scott Armstrong. Scott Armstrong moving out against Tommy Crosby. Still to come, action from the Lord Humongous today. And the Lord Humongous has yet to come out to our broadcast desk and throw in the towel, so to speak, and smooth things over with the Tennessee Stud stable. Not that we actually look for him to do that, but that was a warning issued by Fuller early on. Full body slam by Crosby.
This young man is looking good against Scott Armstrong.
Yes, he is, and Scott Armstrong, no stranger to you.
Not at all.
Toss takedown. Armstrong now scooping his man up. Full body slam. And what a match we have going here. Scott Armstrong against Tommy Crosby.
You know what happened? Mr. Armstrong was a little overconfident because he knew the young man was inexperienced, and he went in there with that edge not on and let the man make a move on him. But then he came back. That's one thing that when you've been wrestling a while that you've got to watch against, and that's complacency in that ring. Because Scott Armstrong is capable of putting a man away if you give him the chance. I know, because I've been in that ring with him enough times.
Good break, clean break on the part of Armstrong and Crosby. Again into grips is Armstrong.
With the top wrist lock, putting the pressure on it. Let's see if this young man knows some reversal or a switch out of this hole.
I believe he does.
He sure did. He switched it right into a hammerlock. Very good.
Look at Armstrong.
Yep. Right back on that arm. Now, that's the mark of a veteran in that ring, a man that, and even though Scott Armstrong maybe has not spent that many years in the ring, he grew up in a wrestling family, which
he did.
Yeah, contributes a lot. When you get a hold or you get a particular part of the body, keep coming back to it. Keep coming back to it. The body's got that 5 balance points, and you wear one of those balance points down, and that's exactly what Scott Armstrong's doing. He's decided to go for that arm, and he's going to stay on that arm. And the young man, Thorsby, is that his name, Thorsby?
Crosby.
Crosby, okay. This young man, Crosby, has made some nice moves to get out, but Armstrong has switched right back back to that arm every time.
Over on the ropes, Larry Brock almost calling for the break it. Armstrong up and over his neck. Whoa, going to the air.
With that drop kick. And he just barely got those shoulders off the man.
In fact, when those boots came down, I thought possibly the 3 count there. Full body slam.
You know, wrestling, that knee across the upper chest and the lower throat area
Again,
is vicious.
Crosby comes out of that. He's a tough one.
You know, a comment on body slams. Wrestling fans see body slams and they see them. I don't think people realize just how devastating. When you're picked up 6 foot in the air and you're slammed down on that floor, you feel it in your lungs, you feel it in your heart, even your kidneys hurt after the body slam. Oh, he caught him with a good elbow right on the button. And brothers, you get hit on the button just right, you're out.
That's it. Side headlock by Crosby, clamping down with the pressure on Scott Armstrong.
He's trying to take a point away, too. And as you know, one of my favorite points is that head. You take that man's thinking ability away, and you've got him.
All in all, how would you judge this match thus far, Mr. Ash?
This is a good match so far. Crosby is making a good showing against a more experienced man. I'm surprised at the man, to be honest. But as you can see, I will have to give this to Scott Armstrong. He's a tenacious little son of a gun. Ooh, super kick right on the button. 1, 2, 3.
You know as well as I do, that's about it. In any case, when that super kick goes in, if it is placed just right by Scott Armstrong, that spells victory for Armstrong and most times defeat for the opponent, right?
I don't believe anybody's ever kicked out of Scott Armstrong's super kick.
All right, Mr. Ash.
I don't want to be here with this man.
Well, we'll excuse you.
Got it right here, Charlie. I got the bill of sale. I bought the film. I got the film that shows the Flames mask being taken off. Never before done. He raised Cain here last week, threatened a lawsuit if we showed the film. I bought the film myself. I paid for it personally. Here's your bill of sale. And I'm going to show that. Wait, just a minute. Hold it. Wait just a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, we have... do think that we're going to show this film. I don't care what they say. We're going to show this film today.
You have purchased it from a freelance.
There you see it right there, buddy. And go ahead. Charlie, this may be the first time we've ever had
I've never seen an armed guard out here in order for us just to show a piece of videotape.
Right,
but it is interesting, and let's roll it. Bob, you tell the story.
Right here, what's happening is Lord Humongous has got a chokehold on that Tennessee stud, and it's going to take a crane to pop him loose. Everybody's beating on Humongous, trying to tear him off the stud, but like I said, he's got the chokehold. It'd take a bulldozer to get him away from that man. They're trying their best. Now, you're going to see I came in because Humongous has proved to be a good friend, and, brother, I'm going to give him a hand here, and we start taking names, and not necessarily in that order. We're kicking some butts, taking names, and right here you're going to see something in just a minute. Watch the flame come right in front of your camera. There he is right there. Boomer Lynch is blinding. He's turning me around. He's got me pretty good. Now you're going to watch what happens. He always says he don't throw the flame. Watch where this fire comes from. I just got out of the way or it would have burnt my eyes out. Now right here, I just took it into my own hands. I said, brother, you're going to pay the price. I'm going to take that mask off and show everybody who you are. I started working on that mask right here, laces, and brother, he's got one of the tightest lace masks. He loves to protect that mask, but I got my fingers in them, Charlie, and I am pulling and I am ripping, and in just a minute you're going to see they try to pull him out, but they didn't make it in time. Just as they pulled, the mask popped off, and there I had the mask. All I saw was black curly hair, but everybody saw that black curly hair, and that's just a warning to you, Flame. Every time I see you, brother, I'm going to be going for that mask, and that mask is going to come off one way or the other. Right there. He can like it or like it. Thank you, gentlemen, very much. Let's get out of here.
All right, there you see the incident that took place. Bob Armstrong purchasing that piece of videotape. We got more Southeastern Television Wrestling on the way. You stay with us.
If you're going to play the computer game, play to win.
For more information about Herzing's career training, call 933-8536.
Whether you're a weekend do-it-yourselfer or a contractor, your one-stop place for everything for your home is at 95 3rd Avenue North. That's the home of Walls and All, Defiant Stoves and Fans, and Floor Shows of Birmingham. Walls and Alls has all-stock wallpaper 30% off. Wood paneling 4x8 sheet $9.75. Defiance has ceiling fans starting at $39. Floor Shows has 50 square yards of carpeting installed and includes padding for only $449 plus tax. That's Defiant Stoves and Fans, Floor Shows of Birmingham, and Walls and All. 95 3rd Avenue North, 2 blocks from Legion Field.
Save hundreds on America's most popular cars at McGee Dodge Midfield. 1984 Omnis Alliances and Escorts for just $54.90. That's loaded 84 Omnis Alliances and Escorts for just $54.90. With automatic transmission and factory air, plus many other desired options. You can take them up, and away with our on-the-spot financing that's faster than a speeding bullet. And our available Chrysler-backed service agreement is stronger than a locomotive.
McGee Dodge has joined the Chrysler Revolution with the best priced and best backed used cars in America.
Shop McGee Dodge, 549 Bessemer Super Highway Midfield.
It's Southeastern Wrestling Monday night, Boutwell Auditorium, Birmingham, 8 p.m., and it's Steel Cage Night. In Cage 1, Ric Flair and Ron Fuller versus Bob Armstrong and Lord Humongous. In Steel Cage number 2, the Southeastern Tag title as Rat Patrol Incorporated versus the Nightmares. Also, the Southeastern title's on the line as Austin Idol takes on Jimmy Golden. Don't miss it. Monday night, 8 p.m., Boutwell Auditorium, Southeastern Wrestling at its best.
Need relief from athlete's foot?
Feel the Desenex difference.
Medicated Desenex does more than just cure athlete's foot. Relieves cracked, itchy feet. Gives real foot comfort.
Certainly an eventful night this coming Monday night in Boutwell Auditorium, the first night for Continental Championship Wrestling at 8 o'clock. 8 big events in all, only a $1 increase in admission. One of those big double cage matches will include the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. And it'll be the first night for the taping of Continental Championship Wrestling with Gordon Solie. It all starts at 8 o'clock in Boutwell Auditorium. A big night for Austin Idol. He'll be going after the Southeastern title of Jimmy Golden. And Porkchop Cash taking on Boomer Lynch. Texas Deathmatch rules. Let's hear from Lynch and, of course, some comments from Jimmy Golden.
Jimmy, you know, I don't like to say bad things about my opponents, but if you notice, Porkchop Cash looks a lot like a little ape. Well, we know he can't be any smarter than one if he's going to challenge me to a Texas death match.
He's got to be a real goof. You know, he's going around and around in circles. He's like a little dog chasing his tail around and around. He don't know which direction he's going, and neither do you, Austin Idol. Take a good look right here, brother. I wonder who the big baby is this week. The Derby baby that's sucking on the bottle and saying, why, he stole my belt. Brother, you just signed a no disqualification match, and that means I can do anything that I want to do. When we step into Boutwell, you be ready for a fight, brother.
Idol?
Probably the biggest night in Boutwell, but it will not all be well for Jimmy Golden. Oh, yes, Gordon Solie, national syndicated television announcer, will be there. Oh, yes, cameras from all over the city, people from all over the country coming to cover this extravaganza. And I'm telling you one thing, Jimmy Golden, if you don't think, baby, that I'm fired up about it, then you're dead wrong. If you don't think that I don't know my direction, then you're dead wrong. Because on Monday night, baby, I'm going to teach you something about Austin Idol. You say, school is out, but school is going to be in for you, baby. I'm going to teach you R-E-S-P-E-C-T. It's called Respect, Southern Style Boutwell. Come on, get some.
Ladies and gentlemen, this event, one fall television time remaining. Now entering the ring, Lynn Burt. Lynn Burt. One fall television time remaining. State heavyweight champion, the Lord Humongous, trying to get in the ring before being attacked by this Lynn Burt. I don't know if he... Oh, out on the floor he goes. He made a mistake, I would think, wouldn't you?
Yeah. This Lord Humongous is a truly awesome, I started to say human being, but I won't go so that far, individual. And the only way I would ever come at this man is from behind, never face on.
With plenty of protection on top of coming from behind.
Anything I could get my hands on.
I have to agree with you.
Awesome. Oh.
Crashing down on Lynn Burt.
There comes a Shindanamaki. That's
it's
it.
over.
That's it. 1, 2, 3.
What power must go into that Shindanamaki? The way he effectively uses that hold, and it just puts a man completely out, Bill Ash.
Well, look at this. He's just going right on out the front door of the studio. This man is truly I don't know. How do you describe a man like this?
He can, at his size and his capabilities, he can go anywhere he chooses, that is for sure. And no doubt about that. The Lord Humongous now leaving the ring, and he is victorious in this match over Lynn Burt today. Coming out now, the Tennessee stud, Ron Fuller. And,
you got a good commentator there for a change. Now, I told you I'm going to reveal the contents of this envelope, and I intend... Hey, wait a minute, you got no business being out here. You ain't going to get this, boy. You ain't going to get no floor.
Wait a minute, Fuller. Like a jackrabbit going over that.
Look at here. Look at here. Ain't nothing in there anyway. I knew this man already told me. He never took a picture of this man's face. He just pulling a bluff, and we called his bluff, right, Humongous? And now, brother, you gonna get ripped up just like the Lord Humongous is ripping up this thing, brother. We called your bluff, brother. Eights and aces, dead man's hand stud, over for you. Way to go, big man. We got him now.
All right, no pictures in the envelope, and the Tennessee stud just cleared our desk. He certainly wants no part, it seems, of Armstrong or the Lord Humongous. We'll be back with more Southeastern Television Wrestling in a moment.
I keep it on WATV. It's my favorite radio station. Put that in your book.
Citizens Financial Service is your independent mortgage loan agency. We will arrange the best possible interest rate and monthly note for your loan. And best of all, our service is free. No appraisal fees, no credit fees. We can arrange any kind of loan, $2,000 and up. No credit, slow credit, bad credit, that's no problem. At Citizens, we don't talk trash. We get you cash. That's Citizens Financial Service, 786-5560. Call now.
For your TV needs, call 328-8736. For your stereo needs, call 328-8736. For your appliance needs, call 328-8736. For all your household needs, call 328-8736.
Quick TV and appliance rentals rent-to-buy plan can get you what you need today. Just call 328-8736 or visit 1506 2nd Avenue North across from Sears.
Aloha, hula bop for Mr. King Furniture downtown, and us native Hawaiians have an ancient expression, ahu waka weirdo, which simply means bring just $10 down to Mr. King Furniture for stereos, TVs, and we will approve your credit, even if you've never had any credit before. So as the Hawaiian sun sinks slowly in the west, I bid you a fond thank you.
Don't miss a history-making night for professional wrestling this coming Monday night in Birmingham's Boutwell Auditorium. Match time is 8 o'clock. 8 big events in all, headlined by 2 steel cage matches, only a $1 increase in admission. U.S. Junior title, you'll see the R.A.T take on Bill Ash. Special event, Randy Penton goes against the Flame. Texas Death Match rules, Porkchop Cash against Boomer Lynch. Southeastern title return match, Austin Idol against Jimmy Golden. The Southeastern tag titles on the line in the steel cage as the R.A.T takes on the Nightmares. And in the steel cage, special tag action. The Lord Humongous and Bob Armstrong will go against NWA World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair and Ron Fuller. It all takes place Monday night, 8 o'clock in Boutwell Auditorium. It will also be the first night for Continental Television Wrestling. The taping in Birmingham's Boutwell Auditorium beginning at 8 o'clock this coming Monday night. Only a $1 increase in admission for this outstanding lineup. And your host will be Gordon Solie. Cameras from the NWA and all over the country coming in to cover this big event. Right now we have some comments from the Tennessee stud Ron Fuller and the Flame.
So there was nothing in the envelope. So you started dumping it out and you find it was empty. Well, I want to tell you something. You all know what happened last Monday night at Boutwell Auditorium, one of the wildest nights it's ever been in Birmingham. And you saw Bob Armstrong laying there when it was over, and Humongous laying there too. Well, this time my partner, the world champion. And he's no stranger to me in the ring. I've been partners with him in Sapporo, Japan. I've been in Boutwell Auditorium, St. Louis with him. I've been in Madison Square Garden with Ric Flair at my side. He and I are a good team. We gel together. How about you, Bullet Bob, and the Lord Humongous? We're going to find out in the cage Monday night. Gordon Solie's going to be there. The whole wrestling world is going to be there. But you boys are going to go down in the cage, and down for good. Down for good. Mark my words. Ric Flair will be backing me all the way. You're going down for good in Boutwell Monday night.
Boy, he's really excited. He says he's wrestled with Ric Flair, world heavyweight champion all over the world. But he has never wrestled with Ric Flair as his partner in Boutwell. He has never wrestled against Bullet Bob Armstrong and the Lord Humongous, because they're going to have cameras from everywhere. They say NWA sending cameras, Continental Championship Wrestling sending cameras, and my good friend Gordon Solie's going to be there, and I'm happy about that, Charlie, because they're going to see Bullet Bob Armstrong beat Ric Flair right in the middle of that ring. Me and the big man have already talked about it. He's going to stretch that neck of Ron Fuller's till he is 7 feet tall instead of 6'9". And at all those cameras there, nobody can deny when I beat Ric Flair, I'll be the #1 contender. We can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. 2 buzzards, if you know what I mean. Ric Flair, the Nature Boy, the Tennessee Dud, Ron Fuller are going to fall Monday night in Boutwell, and we'll have cameras from all over the nation to watch it happen. Let's do it, big man. Let's get ready right now.
A history-making night, Monday night in Boutwell Auditorium. Turn of events on today's program. Regardless of what the Flame tried to do with his court injunction, Bob Armstrong obtained a copy and bought a copy of that videotape in which it showed him taking off the mask of the Flame and also the fire-throwing incident. And the Tennessee Stud did not see the Lord Humongous return to the stable as he had planned, told the Lord Humongous that he must by the end of today's program, and I think we all saw the incident that took place with the alleged pictures that the Stud did not have of the Lord Humongous in that envelope. Next week, the NWA World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair, the Tennessee Stud, Austin Idol, will take on Jimmy Golden for the Southeastern Heavyweight Championship on television, and also stars like Tommy Wildfire Rich. It will be the premiere of Continental Championship Wrestling with Gordon Solie. That's next week. Be sure and be here.
Welcome to Continental Championship Wrestling, home of the National Wrestling Alliance, featuring champions from throughout the continental United States. And now to your host, world-renowned wrestling commentator, Gordon Solie.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Continental Championship Wrestling. My thanks to my good friend Mike Jackson, and what a premier program we do have in store for you this evening. You're going to be watching the NWA World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair in action. You're also going to be seeing the Flame. You'll be seeing the Tennessee Stud. In a Southeastern Championship match, Jimmy Gorgeous Golden going up against Austin Idol and a host of other great competitors. So by all means, do stay tuned. I can assure you of one thing. When you see the banner of Continental Championship Wrestling in the NWA, you know that you're going to see the very optimum in wrestling competition. Right now, let me bring in the NWA World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion, a gentleman who has become a legend in his own time, Mr. Ric Flair. Rick, welcome aboard.
George, thank you very much. You have to know that when the National Wrestling Alliance and Continental Championship Wrestling put this together, you're talking about one of the biggest promotions anywhere in professional wrestling. Obviously, they wanted the #1 man here, Gordon. Yep. In this case, it applied to 2 men. Gordon Solie to do the commentating, and the world's heavyweight champion, Ric Flair, to do the wrestling. I'm proud to be part of it. And all you people throughout the Continental Championship Wrestling scene, be used to seeing the best, the greatest stars in all of professional wrestling, and of course, the big daddy of them all, Ric Flair, whenever the price is right. Gordon.
Rick.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. The NWA World Heavyweight Champion 3 times over, Mr. Ric Flair. You're going to see him in this match upcoming against a very, very tough competitor, Joshua Stroud. May I point out that Mr. Flair puts it all on the line every time he appears on television. Should Mr. Stroud pick up a pinfall or a submission hold, Mr. Flair himself is indeed in serious trouble. Let's turn it over now to our ring announcer, Mike Jackson.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first match of the evening. Special 1 fall with a 15-minute time limit. First of all, the challenger, weighing in at 225 pounds from Detroit, Michigan. Would you welcome Joshua Stroud? Stroud.